And we'll go ahead and start. So I wanted to speak a little bit about our focus for today, and then we'll just jump right into practice. So I like to, I think having a focus, having an intention really helps anchor what we're here to do together, and it gives us a chance to hone in and get a sense as to what this particular class can fuel and feed us for. And as I think you're all getting a sense of now, I'm putting these recordings up so that you can go back, and people are telling me, I just keep doing that Will and Surrender class. I love the Will and Surrender, or everyone's kind of finding the class that they're resonating with. So our focus for today is the courage to create. And this is also the title of a book by Rollo May that is a book that has probably influenced me in the, if you had to pick one of my top 10 books, this is one of them. And it's a book that was written in the 1950s. It came out of a series of lectures that he had given. But when you read it, you get the sense of how relevant it is today. And he's talking about how, as a world, we coped after World War II specifically in kind of rebuilding and proceeding forward and choosing to create a world that was and is of meaning and has a sense of that we can make a difference in our world, and that choice to move forward after a period of despair and an experience of things being so out of control. And what he says in there is that courage is not the absence of despair. Rather, it is the willingness to engage in life in spite of despair. It's our willingness to engage in the act of creating your life, knowing that difficulties and losses can happen, will continue to happen, whether it's fires, whether it's COVID, whether it's politics, right? Like there's just, we are asked, and whether it's our own personal challenges, our own personal losses, things that have happened in our own lives. And I think for me that the creative act of showing up in our lives, whether that is to engage in a yoga practice, whether that is to engage in any form of creativity, whether it's to show up in your work, whether it's to show up and love somebody. It's a statement that affirms your existence. And it's a powerful assertion to know that you are important and that you can make a difference. So that's what's inside of this class today. And it's kind of a big chunk here. But how we're going to embody this is actually a bit more specific, which is that we're really going to work right here in the solar plexus, in the third chakra of the body. And, so often, even as we choose a particular area of the body to enliven or to focus, we always recognize that we're not chunked out, we're not, we're completely integrated as humans, so we can't open the solar plexus without simultaneously opening the heart, without simultaneously opening up the second chakra and that creative source there. So it's all linked together. But we will be doing a little bit more of a core flow today. We're going to be doing some more twists. We're going to get into some support for the digestive organs. And this deep sense of your own inner knowing of what is your yes, what is your no. And what I love about whenever we're focusing on this third chakra is that it also brings in the wisdom of discernment, because our organs are pretty simple. You eat something that has food poisoning, right? Your organs are like, yeah, no, we're getting that out of here, right? That's a clear no. You eat something nourishing, that feels good. And Robin and I, years ago, we had taken body-mind centering classes together with Susan Aposhian, and that was one of the things that I had taken away from that work years ago, was just the simplicity of really trusting this area of the body. Just knowing that you have an inner wisdom that guides you, that's like, yeah, I want to move toward this. Not so much. That doesn't feel healthy or good or nourishing to me. So even as I guide you into a flow today and, invite you to explore certain postures, I highly encourage you to keep coming back and listening to the wisdom of your own body, to knowing that felt good. That's a yes for me. Not so much. I don't want to do what she's saying. Your body and you are your best teacher, your most important teacher for this practice. So I am going to spotlight this. This might change your view to seeing just me on the screen. If you want to see everyone, you can arrange your view to gallery view if you prefer. And I'm going to invite you to come into your comfortable starting position. And your wisdom of your body gets to dictate that, gets to guide how you want to shape yourself as we begin to drop in. I offer up my intention, which is to feel your own inner courage, your own clarity, and the courage that it takes to focus on love in a time of fear. If there are other words or felt sense that guides your why, what brings you to the mat today, I invite you to set your own intention as well. And I'm going to couple our intention with a poem, which is a reminder to really listen to your own inner truth and wisdom. This poem, beloved Wild Geese by Mary Oliver. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese high in the clean blue air are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things. Sensing your place in this world, in this family, knowing the importance of your presence and the courage to step into that. Beginning to deepen your breath. Scanning your body with your awareness. Sensing and feeling what feels open today and available. Where do you feel tight or tense? And without making any of those areas wrong, allowing yourself to make note, to tend to those places in our practice, to know that as we bring awareness and breath and movement into the tight places that we inevitably create change. That is how we take that courage to create, to show up and meet the tight places, the constrictions in ourselves and in our world. Deepening the breath again, allowing yourself to feel how you can stretch a little bit across the diaphragm, let the belly expand. And exhale, Draw the navel back. Send the breath out of the body. Let yourself find the point of emptiness. Maybe adding in Ujjayi Pranayama, that's like constriction at the back of the throat. Let the belly fill. Let the breath deepen. Exhale, send the breath out. Again, find the place of emptiness, and then let that inspire you to fill again. Maybe an extra sip of breath at the top. Expand. And exhale. Draw the navel back. Massage the digestive organs with your breath. Last one like this. Inhale, deep belly breath. Expand across the diaphragm. Extra sip in. Exhale, let it all go. Draw the navel back. Absolutely beautiful. We're going to add on to our breath practice here, bringing in Kapalabhati, or breath of fire. And some of you have done this with me before. If we're new to practice together, breath of fire, we are drawing the navel in with each exhale. And don't worry about the inhale so much. Just let it fill. If it's too much to coordinate the exhale, just drop that part. You can bring your hands, if you like, into Gyan Mudra. If you like, you can bring your gaze right to the center of the forehead, to closing your eyes, but really focusing your eyes right there. And then the breath of fire is a rapid exhale coordinated with that belly pull. And it looks and sounds like this. All right, we'll do it together. Inhale to begin. Inhale, taking a deep breath in, hold briefly at the top. Let yourself experience the fullness. And exhale, let it all go. Beautiful. Taking a moment to receive the experience of the breath. What awakens within you, what's already beginning to move and change as a result of our first breath practices. From here, we'll begin to wake up the body a little bit more, finding some spinal rotations. And if you've been taking with me now for a little while, you know where we're going. Go right in. If you're new to my class, we inhale forward. We exhale, rounding back. Inhale, reach the spine long. Exhale, draw the navel in. We're massaging across the digestive organs. Just a few times each direction. I'll tell you when to switch. Maybe a little extra emphasis on that drawing the navel in and that self-massage. And then inhale forward. Exhale, let's switch the sides, switch directions. Beautiful. coming up through long spine, hands to shins, ankles, and exhale. I'm going to show this from the side for a moment just to get a view of this. We're going to really draw the navel in, a little traction even for the upper back, and then hands can help draw the chest forward and through. Inhale here, exhale back. Once again, on that exhale pattern, you can draw navel to spine, creating a little self-massage. Beautiful. We're going to keep the same action in the spine, but hands to shoulders, opening the chest, opening the elbows, maybe lifting the chin. And exhale, tuck the chin, elbows come together. Gorgeous. Now we're adding on here with what we call Uddiyana Bandha, which is a drawing back of the diaphragm as we exhale the air out. Inhale, expand the chest. Exhale, emptying out. Really feeling your relationship to meeting the bottom of the breath and how that inspires us to create a new one. You can also add on sticking out the tongue, lion's breath, a sound. Inhale, expand. Let the expelling of the breath. And inhale. One more like that. Inhale, this time, let's open the arms wide, giant wings, fanning your body with fresh energy, fresh prana. On the exhale, press palms firmly. Inhale to expand. Exhale. Inhale, awaken. Exhale. Inhale, embracing what is. Exhale, coming to midline. One more inhalation here. And exhale, releasing the hands. A few rotations of the shoulders up, back, and around. Let's take it the other way, up and forward. Lovely. And then once again, let's draw the arms up. Exhale, left fingers to right knee, right fingertips behind. Inhale, finding length. Exhale, deepening your twist. Chin can turn over the right shoulder, eyes to the right corners of your sockets. Inhale, keeping the left hand where it is on the right knee. We're going to draw the right arm up. And exhale, we're going to descend left shoulder toward your left knee. Now, this might be up here, it might be lower down. You're going to reach the right fingertips and greet the right side body. Maybe your lower back speaks here. See if you can stay grounded in the right sits bone, base of the pelvis. Beautiful. Inhale up to center, releasing hands. We'll sweep them up. Let's switch sides. Left fingertips behind, right hand to the outside of the left knee, finding length of the spine, and exhale, begin to deepen your twists. Chin and eyes. Inhale, coming partially to center. Let's keep the right hand where it is, reaching up with the left fingertips. And then we're coming up and over, a side body stretch. Right shoulder coming toward the right knee, and you can use the right hand here to facilitate a little bit of a lift of the heart as we open the side body. A little rotation even here. Beautiful. Coming up through center, releasing the twist. So we'll do a little bit. We did some of this last week. We're going to lift through that right leg. We're not going to go through the whole massage. You can find that in the grounding flow, but just a little rocking of the leg and the hip socket. And some of you might want to take foot to elbow crease and wrap your arms around the leg. No right, no wrong. So I'm always giving options, but it's really up to you to listen to your body. Let the soft animal of your body love what it loves, right? Like Mary Oliver says. Beautiful. From here, we're going to take the right foot around to the outside of the left leg. So you might walk the left foot a little closer to your hip. And then we'll take another twist. I said this is a little bit of a twist heavy class. Inhale. Exhale, right fingertips behind, and you can take the left hand or left elbow, that's up to you, and facilitate a twist toward the right. So, second time in our twisting today is noticing what's happening, how the difference in the legs might bring it into a hip stretch as well. You can again take your chin, your eyes to complete the twist. Connecting to that belly breathing. One more inhale here. And exhale, listen carefully. We're going to untwist. Plant the left hand, press into the right foot to lift the hips. So just a little counter stretch here. And you might notice this in the outer right hip or side body. Just a brief breath here. And exhale, planting the hips. We'll switch it out. So settling the right leg on the mat. And if you're in a chair, on your couch, just finding your way to a little bit of a hip stretch on the left side, maybe holding foot and knee. Maybe you take foot to elbow crease, whatever is serving your body. A little rock here, getting into that piriformis and hip joint, and oh, it feels so good. At least for me, it might feel so, wow, there's a lot in there. Making space, greeting the areas of constriction. And then perhaps taking that right foot a little closer to your hip will descend the left foot to the outside of the right leg. So this is called half Lord of the Fish pose. Kind of a fun name, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Inhale, arms to lift. Exhale, left fingertips behind and either right hand or right elbow outside the left knee. You can complete it with the gaze. A little background noise in my home as our caregiver is helping my mother-in-law today. So much gratitude for how much we need each other. Inhale. Exhale, begin to unwind the twist. This time, right hand settles down. As we plant into left foot, lift the hips. A little counter stretch. And exhale to lower. We'll extend the legs forward. Maybe for a moment, just knock out your knees, rock them side to side. And then from here, we'll plant the feet down, and we're going to plant the hands down. We're going to come into a reverse tabletop. So if this is a new shape for you, your hands can be toward you or away from you. It really depends on what's going to work for your wrists. You might try a little bit of each and see which you prefer. And then we're going to press into the feet and lift the hips. So you can see I'm creating a little reverse tabletop. You might need to adjust the distance of feet to hands. And then allowing yourself to press into the feet, engage the legs, lift the hips. You can keep the chin tucked, or maybe you find a little shelf of your shoulders, allowing the head to rest back. But we're not letting the head just hang. So really listening to what supports your neck and connecting back to your breath. One more inhale here. Exhale, we'll descend the hips. Maybe shake out the wrists if they need it. We're going to do it one more time. This time we're going to add breath of fire. It's not a super long hold. If you really didn't like it on your wrists, you can do this on your forearms, right? So feel out, adapt. You can make this yours. Maybe you turn your hands the other way this time, and then lifting the hips, finding a placement for your head, and we'll add in breath of fire if you like. Inhale here. Exhale, descending the hips. This time, descending through your upper body, coming all the way down onto your back. And once you arrive there, allowing yourself to accommodate, receive, assimilate what we've just done with the breath and the movement, spinal and core strengthening right there, the arms, the hips. And then from here, we're going to lift the feet off the floor. So we're going to, a little bit of a tabletop once again, different relationship to gravity. And we're going to press the hands firmly into the legs. Now, this can look just like this and feel pretty easy, or you can really press and really resist. And you might begin to find a little bit of a shake in this shape. And then soften, just let your knees come in. Maybe you rock a little side to side. And we'll repeat. Taking the knees stacked above the hips, 90 degrees, pressing the hands firmly, and breathe. And soften. Let yourself receive. From here, tabletop, hands behind the head, getting into the core a little bit more. I said we'd be doing that today. Inhale, exhale. We're going to take right elbow toward the outside of the left knee. Inhale, center. It's like a half bicycle. Switch it out, left to the outside of the right. Inhale, finding your pace. Awakening through the obliques. Squeezing to midline in the legs. One more each side. When you're even, once again, come back to center. Let the head rest, let the knees drop in. A little rock. And then from here, we're going to take the feet together, legs wide, right? So we're like this. And in this Baddha Konasana shape, hands behind the head, we can lift the feet off of the earth and exhale, clamshell. Knees and elbows come toward each other. On the inhale, you can extend the feet forward to the extent that works for your body. Inhale to lower the upper body. Exhale, knees and elbows toward each other. Inhale, expand like a clamshell, contract. Good, just a few more here. Two more. And then hold up on your last one. Release your hands for a moment. Just gaze up toward the ceiling. Press your knees into your triceps. Press your triceps back into your knees. Inhale. Exhale, release. That was Supta Balasana. I'm forgetting the name. That was floor frog. Frog on your back. Let's call it that. Frog on your back. Crow on your back. Bakasana. That was the word I'm looking for. Supta Bakasana. So it's a little teaser for where we're going next. Bakasana, crow pose, when it's not on our backs, is going to look a little different and feel a little different, but it's that same muscular engagement. Let's do it on our backs one more time. So once again, knees to triceps. You may want to look at the camera for a moment or look at your screen for a moment, not the camera, and allow your hands to come up. And then upper body is extending, knees pressing into hands. So you can imagine if crow pose is balancing on my hands, right? If you were upside down, if you were the other way around, your hands would be on the floor. Oof. All right, rest it out. This time, let's hands behind the knees, take a few rocks on the spine. And some of you will say, no thanks, I'm not going to stand on my hands. And some of you will say, sure, I'll give this a try. Why not? So, to me, it's important that you're honoring your body, right? If we rock up and over the feet here, and we prepare for crow by placing the knees on the triceps, just as we were on our backs. Now, you're already in it. You do not have to take your toes off the mat. Or you might play with taking one foot off and the other foot off. And some of you might explore a little balance here, gazing down and taking both feet off the mat. We're hugging toward midline as we were on our backs. We're really engaging the core. Draw navel to spine. Let yourself play. You might say, my soft animal of my body doesn't want to do that. That's fine. Rock back onto your feet, and we'll find a little bit of Amalasana here. So now we're in frog, coming out of crow. And if you want to keep playing in crow, keep playing in crow. Otherwise, just rocking back and forth. Now, some of you might say, well, my knees don't do that. Then you're going to be right here, right? Just allowing yourself to greet the joints of the lower body, ankles, knees, hips. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to just come right over into tabletop. In our tabletop, I'll invite you to reach up through the right leg and exhale, right knee toward your chin, under your body. Inhale, right leg back, listen carefully. Exhale, right knee is coming toward the right shoulder. We'll do that again. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, Under your body, hug it in. Inhale back. Exhale, right knee toward right shoulder. Inhale, listen carefully, right leg back, dropping the right foot. You might extend the left foot a little behind you, pressing weight into left hand, left knee, right foot, extend the right arm up overhead. Maybe it reaches toward the same direction as your head, right? So a nice long line from the outside of the right foot to the right fingertips. Reach, extend, breathe. And exhale, back around into tabletop. You're also courageous with me today. Thank you. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, curling it under, arching the spine. Inhale, left knee to left shoulder. Inhale, under the body. Inhale, around to the side. Reaching back, this time setting the left foot down and rotating the body. Maybe right foot comes back behind you, a little bit of a firmer base, and then extending left arm up, maybe overhead, long line in the left side body. Slowly back around to tabletop. And for a few breaths, and I really mean it, just let your body go. Let that animal move you. Let yourself be your favorite animal just waking up from a nap. How do you integrate what we've done so far, guided by sensations, wisdom of your body? Beautiful. When you feel ready, we'll meet back in tabletop. Inhaling here, maybe lifting head, tail, curling the toes under, and pressing back, downward facing dog. So you can take your time here, bending the knees as much as you need to in the transition, and then continue that intuitive flow. Maybe you walk it out, maybe you rotate one heel and the other, maybe you bend both knees deeply. Explore how it feels to draw the shoulders away from the ears as you draw chest toward your legs. Beautiful. We're going to do a little flow right here from downward dog. Inhale, lifting through the right leg. Exhale, like in tabletop, knee toward nose. Inhale, reaching the leg back, like in tabletop, knee towards right elbow. Inhale, right leg back. This is new. Across the body, right knee toward the left arm. Inhale, listen carefully, maybe watch, stacking the hips, bending through the right knee, maybe gazing under your body and giving your right foot a little rotation around the ankle. One way and the other. It feels so good. And then restack the hips, extend the right leg, and simply down to meet the left, whichever leg we've got there. Good. And then from here, let's lift left leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale. Exhale, knee to left arm. Inhale. Exhale, knee to right arm. Cross the body. Inhale it up. And this time, stacking the hips. Bending through the left leg. Maybe gaze onto your right arm to see your foot. Give it a few rotations, one way and the other. Restacking the hips parallel to the earth and descending left leg down. A little bit more here, down dog, just another breath for now. And then gazing forward and taking a walk to the front of your mat. Arriving here in forward fold. Let your upper body be heavy. Maybe you nod the head yes, shake it no. A great place to stick out your tongue, to scrunch your face, to let a sound go. Let something release in the shape. Let something go. And then from here, beginning to make your way up to standing. You can do so finding a long spine, grounding into the feet. Maybe hands come to hips. And then we press into the feet to lengthen all the way up to standing. New relationship to gravity, and just a few breaths here. Maybe you just shake it out. Maybe you let your hips go side to side. Maybe you let your arms go. Let your voice go again. Just let it release. Part of creating something new is honoring the cycles of letting go. Destruction and creation are very intertwined, right? If we hold on, if we don't let it go, we don't have the room to let something new take form. So here we are preparing for sun salutations. I'm going to shift my screen up a little so I'm not cutting off my head. How's that? We don't want to cut off our heads. Inhale, drawing arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, first time slow, planting the hands, stepping back, high plank position. New shape for us today, right? So we're allowing ourselves to feel strong, first time here in this practice. Drawing navel to spine as we have been. Letting the heels come back, crown of the head forward, feeling your strength. Exhale, we're lowering to the mat, knees, bending the elbows, chest, keep the hips lifted for a moment, chin lowers down, and then descending the hips. Finding rolling cobras. Now you can keep the feet together here, nice and firm, pressing toenails into the mat so that your legs are like a nice, strong snake tail here. And then your choice, how much weight in the hands, how much lift in the chest. Maybe you start with no weight at all and exhale to lower. And then beginning to add a little bit more pressure into the palms, a little more lift of the heart. 3 more in your own breath cycle. As you're ready, pressing back for a moment into child's pose. If you are someone where child's pose does not work well in your body, an alternative is to keep hips stacked above the knees, walk the hands forward, and allow the forehead or chin to rest down. Either way, whether you're in child's pose or puppy dog, allowing your head to rest onto something, maybe onto your stacked hands, a block. Let the back of your neck go. And then from here, moving back through table, curling the toes under. Inhale, head and tail lift, exhale, hips lift, downward dog. Connecting to breath here. And then gazing forward and taking a walk toward the front of your mat. Beautiful. Inhale, finding a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way to standing. Maybe reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, simply releasing the arms. Perhaps restating your intention. What brought you to this practice today? Maybe joining me in the courage to stand in love in the face of fear. Inhale, sweeping the arms, the courage to create. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, a little faster this time, planting the hands, stepping back, high plank. Option to come to chaturanga, bending halfway down, rolling over the toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So if you're still building strength, knowing that you can skip the chaturangas, you can go to the earth for cobra, or simply press straight back, downward dog. Connecting to breath. And then from here, gazing forward. Now an option. You might want to gaze toward the screen for a moment. I'll give an option here where you can bend the knees and pounce forward. It's pretty fun. The soft animal of my body likes this a lot. It's kind of like the play that we find in childhood. So we can pounce and land, right? You might play with that with me. You might say no thanks and step right forward, whatever you like. But if you like the pounce, just set your gaze for where you want to land. Use your core, and we hop forward. Wow, look at that. All right, inhale, let's find that halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way to standing. Exhale, Samastitihi. Our prayer for equal standing. Brief breath here. And connecting to your intention, let's do it again. Inhale, sweeping arms, maybe gaze follows to fingertips. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale your way to down dog. You can also hop back, Another option. We land in chaturanga. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, pressing back, downward dog. So none of this needs to be pressured, forced. We're really honoring and listening and playing today, because part of creating in the world is in service of the energy of play. All right, like a little child, or maybe that favorite animal, gaze to the front. Maybe we're tigers together, pouncing to the front of the mat. Set your gaze, draw your navel in, and land. Beautiful. Inhale, finding a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale all the way to standing. This time, exhale, we bend the knees, Utkatasana. Let the fingertips come to the earth for this one. And allowing yourself to begin to press into the heels as we lift through the heart, lift through the arms, and finding your dance of descending into chair, feeling that depth, but keeping your heart open in the midst of intensity. What a skill. Inhaling here. Exhale, we'll sweep the hands back and interlace the hands. Drawing the shoulder blades toward each other, engaging the rhomboid muscles, allowing that to expand through your chest. And either staying here or perhaps setting your gaze and lifting your heels. If you fall out, the ground's not that far away. You've got this. Soften the heels. Release the clasped hands. Inhale back through chair pose. Exhale for a moment, rest the legs. Come into standing. Maybe you shake out one leg, shake out the other. We're doing some strength building here, right? So I want to show something that you may or may not choose to engage in for this practice. I was sharing with someone at the beginning of class that I don't really have a way of telling you maybe not to eat before this particular practice. So if you've eaten recently, this might not be the best practice for you right now, but since it's recorded, you can come back to it. So what we're going to do for this one is work with that Uddiyana Bandha, that massaging across the digestive organs. And in this practice, we exhale to completion. We allow a vacuum effect to draw the abdominal muscles back toward the spine. And then we use a little bit of massage, holding the breath out. So you can see my hand with the undulation. I'm going to show this. So a little bit of a belly moment. That's all right. And what we're going to do here is, again, just watch it for a moment and then I'll guide you through, unless you're familiar already. So I'm really resting my hands on my knees. I inhale, exhale, all right, I can't talk while I'm doing it, so that's why I talked you through it first. But it gives you a sense of what we're about to do. And I'm going to talk you through it the first time, and then I'll join you in it. And we'll do it just 3 times through, okay? So inhale to begin. Again, we're resting our hands on our knees. Take a nice deep inhale. We exhale to completion. Let all of the air go. And then with the air held out, don't breathe in. Let the navel pull to the spine. Keeping the breath held out, use the abdominal muscles to create that massage across the digestive organs. Only do it until your body says, whoa, I need an inhale. And then just honor your body to take that nice, fresh inhalation. And then reset. On the reset, just release out of it for a moment. Shake it out. Whew, right? Did that. We're going to do 2 more. Okay? And then we're going to come back in. Inhaling here. Exhale, and I'm going to do it with you. Inhale when you need to. Exhale, let it go. You can stand up out of it, shake it out. We'll do 1 more together. If you say, no, that was enough, I don't want to do another one of those, keep it, right? Your practice. Coming back, resting hands onto the thighs. Inhale here. Exhale, let it all go. Create the vacuum. Inhale as you need. Exhale, let it go. Well done. I saw you doing that with me, many of you, and check in for a moment. So this is a beautiful place to pause, right? Especially when we do something new or uncomfortable. Come on back in. Allow yourself to arrive in the body with what you've just created. The cycles, creation, sustaining right here. Noticing, appreciating, loving yourself, and letting go. The destruction, right? Refining. That's what we're all about. All right. So, as you continue to build awareness of what you're bringing with you, what you held inside, we're doing a little cleaning house today in service of new creation. We're going to come back into Utkatasana, bending the knees. Okay? Inhale, drawing the arms up. I'm going to turn this way for this one. Exhale, drawing the hands to prayer at the heart. Inhale here, back to some twists, taking left elbow to the outside of your right leg. And then prayer hands, turning the chest toward the hands. Maybe your chin comes to right shoulder, gazing up. Drawing navel to spine. Sinking the hips a little deeper. All right, inhale, let's come out of that side, lengthen through the legs for a moment, maybe shake it out, walk it out. And then back through Utkatasana, bending the knees. Inhale, sweeping the arms. Exhale through prayer. Inhaling here. Exhale, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. You can even focus here on drawing shoulder blades a little closer together. It helps to open the heart. Dropping shoulders away from the ears. Chin towards the left shoulder. Maybe gaze is up. Squeezing the legs. Sinking the hips. Greeting the intensity. Softening your gaze, unwinding the twist. You did it. Inhale. Exhale, releasing the hands. Shake out the legs. Beautiful. We'll come back to the front of our mat. Inhale, maybe you're already there. Inhale, drawing the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting hands, your way to downward dog. Once you arrive in downward facing dog, we will inhale through the right leg back and behind. And exhale, forward and through. We're coming into warrior one, so we're sinking the left heel down. And then pressing into both feet, inhale to lift up. Now, just a moment here, hands on the hips, and allow yourself to gently guide your hips forward. There's nothing that we're pressing, we're honoring the limits, we're greeting them, we meet the edge. When we reach the point where the hips don't rotate any further, we come to the rib cage, rotating the ribs forward, heart forward. Inhale, sweeping arms up overhead. Maybe gaze to the thumbs. On an exhale, sweeping the hands down, we're going to plant the left hand and rotate the body toward the right. So the left heel is going to come down, so the knife edge of the left foot is on the mat, and you can walk the right foot a little bit down closer to the center of the mat. We're in a supported side plank, bringing the right arm up overhead, or maybe reaching long through the side body. Grounding into this shape, breathing into maybe the piriformis of the right hip, wherever you feel this. And then we shift the feet back to center, plant the right hand, just stepping back, downward facing dog. A little modified side plank there. We'll be going into a full version in a little bit. Inhale, lifting through your left leg. Exhale, stepping forward and through, rounding through the right heel, and preparing to come up into warrior one. So taking a moment, getting your feet just where you want them, allowing yourself to take hands to hips, encouraging the hips forward, hands to rib cage, encouraging the rib cage forward, encouraging, and then drawing arms up, maybe gaze up, deepening into the lunge, feeling your place between heaven and earth. Inhaling here. Exhaling, descending to the earth. Right hand plants. Shifting right heel up and around, grounding to the outer edge of the right foot. You can toe heel the left foot down to the center of the mat a little bit. Maybe fingers to the ceiling or up overhead. Grounding into this modified side plank. We've got our foot as a nice kickstand in this. Remembering the shape if you want to come back to it later. And then turning toward the earth, feet come back to parallel, planting the hands and stepping left foot back to meet the right. Inhaling here. Exhaling, descending the knees. Brief pause. I'm going to have a little sip of something to drink. Maybe you want to rest in child's pose. Maybe you need to wipe off some sweat. I know I'm working one up today. Again, thank you for trusting me to guide you on this journey. So I want to demo something really quick before we go on. And remember, everything has options. I think I might have lifted this a little too high. I've been cutting off my feet a little bit, so let's get the feet in the picture here. So where we're going to go in this next process, I'm going to demo the whole sequence and I'm going to pause at the end with something I want to show. We're going to inhale, exhale, coming into crescent. I'm doing this much faster than we're going to do. Inhale, exhale. We're going to come into a twisted crescent. We've already been in a partial version of this shape. Inhale, exhale. We're coming into a warrior two. Inhale, exhale. Feel that side body, right? Inhale, triangle with a variation. Not only will we take our arm overhead, we're going to take it in that lengthened side body variation. Waking up through the side body once again. Inhale, exhale. This time, an option to take the right foot back, stack it on the left, maybe lift the leg off of the left, maybe step the toes behind into wild thing, okay? So your body is yours. I don't know what your body can do and not do, but I like to offer options, so play with it. Sound good? Okay, so the options when we get to that side plank, remember, knee down, or keep that foot forward. So we've done them both already. Let's come into down dog. One little piece that I didn't demo. We'll do it together. We've done it already. Inhale, free the right leg. Exhale, knee to chin to chest. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Knee to left elbow. We've done these. Inhale, lengthen. Stack the hips, bend the right knee. On an exhale, gaze forward, even the hips, and step the right foot forward and through. This time for crescent lunge, check that your feet are hip width or so apart. We're not on a balance beam. We lift up into crescent lunge. Maybe you take a little knee bend here, and as you're ready, maybe lengthen through the left leg and draw the arms up overhead. Feeling yourself in crescent lunge. Breathing into the front of the left hip flexor, often a place that speaks in this shape. And then exhale, hands to prayer in front of the heart. Inhale. Exhale. We twist here. It's a balance pose, oh yes. Left elbow to the outside of the right leg, palm to palm in front of the heart. We're rotating heart towards the hands. You can draw shoulder blades towards each other, shoulders away from the ears, long spine. Inhale, up and out, back through crescent. It's a big move. Exhale, warrior two. A little footwork here as we shift the feet with front heel intersecting the center of the back foot or so. And then, again, a little moment in and out of your lunge. Let it feel good. And when you're ready, deepen in, extending the arms. Maybe gazing over the right fingertips. From here, inhale, reaching away from the front bent leg. Maybe gazing down the back leg or up toward the right fingertips. And on an exhale, taking right forearm to the right leg and extending the left arm up overhead. Enjoy it. Feel that long line, the left side body, luxuriate there. And then from here, we inhale, lengthen through the right leg. Once again, reach away. And then exhale, reach, reach, reach through the right fingertips. I'm reaching for my own. And then rotate the arm. Maybe lifting the left fingertips up overhead. And this is a beautiful place to stay. You might want to plant the hand on the shin or a block. And then extend the left arm up overhead. Just feeling once again the space between the ribs, the intercostals, maybe a little rotation of the heart a little more toward the ceiling. The courage to create. Soften the gaze. Soften the right knee. Inhale. You know where we're going. Exhale. Left knee to the earth. Lifting up on the right toes and rotating around. So now we're in our modified side plank. You can toe heel that right foot down to the center of the mat, or begin to draw it back on top of the left foot, side plank. A beautiful place to stay and play. Maybe you begin to lift through that right leg. If doing so, see if you can ground through the entirety of the left foot on the mat, ball, big toe side. Maybe you extend the right leg. Maybe you step the right toes behind you. In doing so, I like to bend both knees for a moment. And then reach. Right arm, wild thing. Let's all be a little wild right here. Okay. Up and around. Of course, you can stay and play there longer. Otherwise, up and around, back to downward dog. A brief pause, knees to the earth, hips to heels. Maybe a sip of water if you need it. Noticing your heartbeat, an affirmation of your existence. Recognizing that we are creating all the time, in every moment. Creating ourselves anew. And let's find side two, shall we? Coming up through tabletop. Let go of whatever happened on the other side. It's over. Let's find this one. New and fresh. Inhale, lifting head, tail. Exhale, lifting the hips, pressing back. Maybe you nod the head, yes, shake it no again. Why not? And then from here, inhale, lifting the left leg, honoring your yes, honoring your no, doing what feels right. Left knee to chest, to chin. Inhale, lengthen. Left knee, left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Left knee across and under to the right. Inhale. Stacking the hips, gazing under the right arm, noticing your left foot, how to get there. All right, gaze forward and through. Low lunge. Crescent lunge here. Walking yourself up, maybe hands to hips, a few knee bends if you like. Checking that your feet are nice and wide, wide base. And inhale, arms up overhead. Finding your breath. Finding your balance as we take palms together in front of the heart. Inhale here. And exhale, finding the twist. Right elbow to the outside. You can always drop a knee, by the way. Nice modification. Sorry, I didn't show that on the other side. We have options, right? Deepening the twist, rinsing the organs. Beautiful. Softening the gaze, coming back up through crescent. And exhale, warrior two. Turn myself around here. And you might do a little bit of flow here, just in and out of the shape. Letting yourself feel the fluidity, softness in the hips. And then finding your way in, maybe gazing over the left fingertips. Inhale, reaching away from the front bent leg, gazing behind or maybe up. And exhale, extended side angle. Reaching long, whole long side body opener. From here, inhale, lengthen, 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 reach away. And exhale, Trikonasana triangle. You can press back of the hand against the leg, extend the right arm up overhead, or maybe press into the shin for a base as we extend, pardon me, right arm up overhead. Feeling that long side body. Stretching into the places that can get constricted sometimes. Maybe a little rotation of heart, opening here. Shoulders run down from the ears. Shoulder blades, a little squeeze. A shelf for the heart. And then from here, rebending into the left knee. Inhale. Exhale, our variation. Your variation, side plank. Grounding the right hand up and over the right toes. Maybe you keep the left foot pressing down. Right arm up. Maybe you encourage that left foot to stack on top of the right. A real testament of courage, of trust. Maybe you begin to lift that left leg up, pressing firmly into that left foot, grounding the whole left foot into the earth. As you lift, maybe you bend, leap of faith, trusting the unknown, left toes behind as you open the heart. Maybe a little bend in the knees and a relift. Stay as long as you like. And when you're ready to return back into downward dog, soften into your rest, be it child's pose, be it puppy dog. Let the breath regulate here. Soften. Receive what you have experienced and created. And then from here, walking your hands toward your knees. Now, if it's too much to sit on your knees, we'll be lifting off of them in a moment. We're coming into a variation of camel pose. Camel is such a quintessential opening of the belly, the solar plexus, the heart, and the throat. So we really bring that courage to create with love into our manifesting chakra, our ability to speak truth into the world, to make a difference with what we believe and what we want to stand up for. So let's stand up on the knees. Let's place our hands in our back pockets. And you can squeeze inner thighs toward each other, pressing the hands here, support for the low back, and feel your willingness to expand, to breathe into the belly, across the diaphragm, the heart, lift the chin slightly. A beautiful place to stay. Some of you might want to tuck toes under and begin to walk hands down the thighs, maybe toward the heels. There is no better or worse, no levels, right? We are honoring the body. Let yourself play at your edge. Send your breath there. When you feel complete, releasing back to sitting, either on the heels, if knees tolerate that shape, or cross-legged, or on a block. And one hand over your heart, one over your belly. Perhaps you sense your heartbeat. Perhaps you sense the warmth extending throughout your body, awakening, finding its way through those tight places with courage. And from here, we'll take hips to the side and roll down onto your back. Once you arrive there, we'll do a little hip opening, supine style. Taking right ankle over the left knee. You can stay here with left foot on the floor, or maybe you take left foot off of the earth and hands behind your left thigh. You can send your right elbow to the inside of the right leg, and a beautiful place to sense and feel, find micro movements, what still might be holding, what needs a little more attention. From here, taking a hold of your right foot, releasing left foot to the earth, and a half happy baby. Just opening up the right foot toward the ceiling. You can keep the left leg bent, or maybe you extend it long, listening to what serves you. And then releasing the foot, keeping right knee bent toward the chest, hugging it in for half wind removing pose, massaging across the ascending colon here. And then supine twist as we take right knee across the body toward the left. You might bump your hips back slightly. You might rotate your shoulders so both shoulders squarely root into the earth. Maybe gaze over your right fingertips. This time a gravity-assisted twist, surrendered. We're not forcing, we're not even seeking any particular outcome, simply receiving here. And then softly back to center. Finding this mini sequence on side 2 as we cross left ankle over the right. You can either keep the right foot down or take hold under the right leg. Supine figure 4. Greeting side 2, what this might hold for you. And then softening right foot to the earth for half happy baby as you take hold of the outside of your left foot. Staying here, or maybe extending right leg down toward the earth. Rounding into the right hip. And then releasing left heel toward your buttock as you take hold of the left shin and create this half wind removing pose on side 2. This time compression across the descending colon. So good, helping us not only physically digest, but emotionally digest all that's happening in the world. Wisdom to know what nourishes and what doesn't. And then from here, up and across, supine twist. Left knee toward the right side, maybe twisting your shoulders so they're both grounded to the mat, gazing over left fingertips. Finding that deep belly breath, letting go in the diaphragm. Letting go of unnecessary holding at this stage of the practice. And then returning to center. One final moment of drawing both knees in, hugging arms around both shins, maybe tucking nose to knees, hugging it all tight, 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 squeeze. And exhale, letting go. The final big letting go, our practice of Shavasana corpse pose. And a brief scan of your body to notice any holding in the eyes that can be released, softened. Any holding in your jaw, softening teeth away from each other and tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Releasing in your neck and throat. Maybe a sigh. Releasing in the heart center, upper back and shoulders, arms and the palms of the hands soft. Spine like a necklace finely laid onto a piece of silk. A string of pearls all the way down to the sacrum, held softly by the earth. And your belly soft, feeling the nourishment of the organs into this receptive place of you. Pelvis and legs, knees and ankles, feet relaxed. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese high in the clean blue air are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things. Slowly, as we come to close for today's class, checking in, seeing if you want to stay here lingering in a nice, long, nourishing Shavasana, or if you feel ready to make a transition back up to sitting, turning toward whatever the day ahead holds for you and whatever you want to create of it. Wiggling fingers and toes, deepening your breath. And slowly beginning your transition, drawing your knees up, maybe rotating hands around the wrists, feet around the ankles, making your way up to seated by pressing over to your side or rocking on your spine. I want to thank you all for your courage in showing up, and once again, thank you all for trusting me to guide you in this practice. It's truly an honor. Maybe taking one final moment, palm to palm, right over this third eye center. Allowing yourself to set a vision of what you would like to bring into your world. It doesn't have to be the whole big vision. That's too big of a question for right now. But one small seed planted in the heart of this practice that you'd like to take with you. And bowing to that seed, hands to heart center, perhaps sending chin down toward your fingertips, taking a deep breath in. Namaste.